All right. I just wanted to make this video and make it a two-parter, two birds with one stone. First thing, I want to join Shafe in the uh, double chin investment group. Dude, I could be down. I'm at, oh hell, what do I weigh right now? I'm around 240 right now. Leanest I've been ever was like 185. This was a while back. I was lifting hard and doing circuit training instead of bulk lifting. So I was down to like 185. I still had the chin. It was it was ridiculous. But you know, now that we have that out of the way, this will be my application for the double chin brain trust. Oh shit. Shafe and Organic Heed. If you're not sub to Shafe Studios LLC and Organic Heed as another channel, I'll put the links to their channels in the thing. If you're watching me and you dig what I'm putting out, you'll dig those two guys. And take in a couple of videos and you'll see why. Not necessarily Shafe's love affair with Jim Rogers or his Head and Shoulders videos, but some of the other ones ain't too bad. But he did put a good video about the reverse Head and Shoulders on the silver. And this isn't meant as an investment recommendation or anything like that, but there's a in trading, I believe there's certain breakthroughs, and as Robbie G says, certain awakenings that a person can have uh, to uh, be successful in trading. Now, I feel like I've had those awakenings, and I haven't quite experienced that success, but hell, we'll see, right? sooner or later, sooner or later, it's bound to pay off, I'm sure. Yeah, the biggest thing is I'm enjoying it, and my risk, my personal risk, listen to me, my personal risk is extremely tight, and I work extremely hard to not waste money, and that, in my opinion, puts me in the position, the wins are wins. I keep my wins tight, I bank my wins, and I play it real tight. That stuff with man, you got this is a bit of a tangent, but you got them people on here telling you to use your credit cards to buy metals or to buy stocks. Man, people, that's such a bad idea. That's a terrible idea. You're gonna take your average credit card. You're paying what, 13, 15% interest on that. Like you're banking on being able to cash in on something that you purchase that's going to be greater than that interest. Not to mention the snowball, the credit snowball that you're starting by actually using that card, the addiction of it. It's a bad deal, people. Bad, bad, bad. If you've made a video like that, bad. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should get the hell off the internet. You should get the hell off your Jesus. Jesus crust should come down and smote your internet camera. Or if you're a faceless advertising pundit, Jesus crust should come down and just crumble up your keyboard or make so much noise on your podcast that you can't. But man, that brings me to oil. A couple of videos going around about how oil looks like a good short. I saw a video with an older gentleman. It's interesting. I don't know. I've made like just the right videos to where I'm actually getting traders commenting, and I've subbed to a lot of you new commenters, and I really appreciate seeing what you guys have and your input on stuff so far. I really appreciate it. But in my activity, I see some of the videos that you guys are liking, and there's this one cat. He was an older gentleman. I assume he's a gentleman because he's sitting in a lazy boy recliner, and he's talking about shorting oil at $100 a barrel, and I didn't really think nothing of it. And then just this morning, I log on and I got Josh Galt. Looks like he's broadcasting from Galt Gulch, talking about why he's not shorting $100 oil. And that brings me to a story about oil and how the credit cards and doing whatever. I worked with a guy who, when oil went down, it dipped hard in '08, I think it was, '08, '09. This guy, without telling his wife, put a second mortgage on the house, their house, his and his wife's house, when oil was at $32 to go long in oil as much as he could afford on the home mortgage. That is that's one of those situations where he won in the wrong way. You know, oil, of course, eventually went up to $120 a barrel, but and not that at $32 oil isn't worth more. My sentiment, my personal sentiment on oil is a very valuable commodity. When it hits these dips, it's real interesting that you know, you look at the price of the pump and you think it has to do with the price of Brent crude by the barrel, and I don't know. There doesn't seem to be much of a connect to it where I am, and there for a while, and the fellas at work kind of got tired of asking me about it. You know, like, hey, you know, they know I watch this crap. I got this stuff on my watch list. Um, they're like, hey, what's going to happen with the gas price? And be like, well, you know, the oil's $100 a barrel, so I guess the gas at the pump's going to be a little bit more. Well, you know, the oil at the barrel is going to be like $50, so it should be less. And it turns out, no, it wasn't less. So I guess there's not a disconnect. And then finally I was like, well, you know, we got this new stuff where we're pumping out of Oklahoma, and with this pipeline, I can't tell you anymore because there's something going on besides Brent crude and the sweet crude and all that other stuff. To short oil at $100 a barrel in this day and age. Not to make it an investment recommendation, but I'm not doing that. Just my opinion. I'm not dicking around with barrels of oil. That's a weird commodity. This is the one thing I liked about the S&P index and the VIX index is in the money market that is investment. Those items aren't something that pretend to be a real thing. You know, so you invest at $100 a barrel in the speculation of the money market that isn't actually a real thing. You know, are you related to my paper price video that I've since taken down, which is unusual for me to take a video down, but you get you're not paying $100 for 55 gallons of crude oil. You know, it's like this. It's a sentiment over the speculation of what's going on with oil. There's war in the Middle East, jackasses. Come on. Shit. I can't believe oil's only $100 a barrel. That's just my opinion. Just like some people in my commenters said they wouldn't touch to Forex with a 10-foot pole. I said I wouldn't touch anything in Europe with a 10-foot pole. Same thing with oil that gets pumped out of the Middle East. I ain't touching that shit with a 10-foot pole. Ain't no way, man. You got banks getting nationalized. You have other countries where oil production is getting nationalized. I'm not too worried about the Suez Canal, but dude, shorting oil from $100. Man, ugh, that's ugly. That's an ugly one. I'll put a link down below to Josh's video and where he's talking about the crude, and he also talks a little bit about the National Bank of Greece. So we're moving from crude oil to olive oil here. This is an oily video. Nothing says oil like a double chin too, because when you're eating fried chicken, sometimes you get an oily line right there. National Bank of Greece. I see what Josh is saying. It's taken a serious beating. There's something going on with that. My personal thing about, you take a Greek bank. I can't help but think about what happened to the banks in the United States. And this was even in a less nationalistic type of control. Look at what happened to the value of Bank of America. I mean, and that wasn't nearly what what the National Bank of Greece and what the Greek economy's been going through. Uh, so I mean, if American banks were teetering on being absolvent and becoming bankrupt, man, just be careful. Be careful out there, people. And yeah, it's nice to make a little video. That's all I got this morning. That's your stock update. And see y'all later.